Hello and happy Penguin Awareness Day. If you saw my Facebook status earlier, you know that I'm going to do something on video, which is to make a penguin. I'm going to make it out of polymer clay, and since I don't have black, he's going to be blue and white. This is polymer clay. You can make lots of things out of it. I have made a few beads. They're not very good, but apparently they look like candy because one day I came home after my beads had been baked and my grandpa said, "What are those?" And I said, "They're beads." And he said, "Well, I thought they were candy," and I tried to eat them. But anyway, I'm going to make a penguin. And I have some information up here on this kidzone.ws that has facts about penguins. They are birds with black and white feathers and a funny waddle. But unlike most birds, penguins are not able to fly. In the air, that is. They spend as much as 75% of their time underwater, searching for food in the ocean. When they are in the water, they dive and flap their wings. It looks just like they are flying. It is also very cute. I said that, the thing didn't. Penguins are shaped like a torpedo. Their body is built for the most efficient swimming, with their average speed in the water being about 15 miles per hour. Scientific information. Penguins make up the scientific order Spheniciformes and the family Sphenicidae. The only time penguins are airborne is when they leap out of the water. Penguins will often do this to get a gulp of air before diving back down for fish. Penguins cannot breathe underwater, although they are able to hold their breath for a long time. They also use their ability to leap out of the water to get from the ocean onto land if there are cliffs or ice floes to deal with. By the way, this penguin is going to be for sale. He's going to be very small, but for sale. It's going to be $3.50, unless you come up with a name for him that I really like, and if so, I will take $1 off the price. Penguins don't live in the best habitats for finding nesting materials, so they have to make do with what they can find. Rockhopper penguins build their nests on steep rocky areas. To get there, they hold both feet together and bounce from ledge to ledge. Imagine Winnie the Pooh's Tigger with wings, and you've got the idea. These birds can bounce up to 5 feet. That is a really cool penguin. Magellanic penguins dig burrows under the ground to form huge cities similar to gophers. Adelies and chinstrap penguins use rocks to build their nests. The perfect rock is a rare commodity for these birds. They'll often fight over or steal each other's stones. That's interesting. Penguin chicks. As soon as the egg is laid, penguins lay 1 or 2 eggs at a time. The female dashes out for dinner, leaving the male to watch the nest. When the female returns, it can take up to 2 weeks for her to come back. It's the male's turn to head out for food, leaving the female with the egg. When the chick hatches, it immediately starts calling so that its parents will learn to recognize its voice. That is one smart newborn. Once the chick is strong enough, both parents head for the ocean at the same time. The chicks are left in a group together, sort of like a daycare. When the penguin parents return with dinner, they recognize their chick by its voice. I remember this on Happy Feet. Playful penguin pastimes. Between staying warm, raising chicks, finding food, and avoiding predators, a penguin's life may not sound like much fun, but penguins have some playful pastimes, many of which are surprisingly similar to human hobbies. Tobogganing. Penguins lie on their belly and toboggan through the ice and snow. This helps them move quickly. Surfing. Penguins are often seen surfing through the waves onto land. That's interesting. Diving. Penguins dive off cliffs and ice flows into the water, hop back up onto land, and dive down again. lineups for good diving spots can get very long. That is very funny. There are 17 species of penguin, each slightly different. Some of the species have nicknames which can cause people to think there are more than 17 species. For example, the little penguin is also known as the blue penguin. Hey, I'm making one of those. All of the species live in the southern hemisphere. Many live at the South Pole on Antarctica, but some don't live in such cold places. They are found on the coasts of South America, Africa, Australia, New Zealand, and the Galapagos Islands. The emperor penguin is the only species that breeds and nests in Antarctica through the frigid winter. By the way, I've never made a penguin with polymer clay, so this probably is not going to look very good. Adelie penguins are the smallest of the Antarctic penguins. One way to distinguish them from other penguins is by their all-black head and white ring around their eye. Adelie penguins were named after the wife of a French explorer in the 1830s. They're about 2 feet tall and weigh 8 or 9 pounds. Their diet is mainly fish. Adelies build their nests of stones on the rocky beaches of Antarctica, jealously guarding and often fighting over the best rocks. Adelies build their nests of stones on the rocky beaches of Antarctica. Oh wait, I just read that. There are over 2.5 million breeding pairs living in Antarctica. They live in groups of about 10,000 birds. I was not very aware of penguins before I read this. I hope you're learning too. African penguins have a black upside-down U shape on their neck with black speckles on their chest. They are about 2 feet tall and weigh between 7 and 11 pounds. African penguins live on the coast of South Africa. People have hunted these penguins so much that their numbers declined from at least 1 million to about 150,000. They are now a protected species, but are still caused trouble by oil spills off the coast of Africa. African penguins are also known as the Blackfoot penguin. Scientific genus and species, Spheniscus demersus. Chinstrap penguins get their name from the small black band that runs under their chin. They are about 2 feet tall and weigh about 10 pounds. They feed on krill and fish. Chinstrap penguins are the most common penguins with a population of about 13 million. They often live on large icebergs in the open ocean in the Antarctic region. Emperor penguins are the largest penguin species. They are nearly 4 feet tall and weigh up to 90 pounds. Those are big penguins. Emperor penguins are easily identifiable by their size and the orange glow on their cheeks. Emperor penguins live year-round in the Antarctic. Temperatures can fall as low as negative 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Most penguin species lay 2 eggs at a time, but due to the difficulty of raising chicks in such a harsh climate, the emperor penguin only lays 1 egg. Most penguin species take turns warming the egg, but it's up to the emperor penguin dads to do all the work once the egg is laid. The male stands with the egg on his feet under a brood pouch for warmth. He does this for up to 9 weeks without food, waiting for the chick to hatch. During this time, the male may lose up to half of its body weight. I'm glad I'm not a penguin. Well, I'm not a male, so I wouldn't have had to do that. Once the egg hatches, the female returns and the male heads out to the ocean to feed. Scientific genus and species, Actinodites forstedii. Galapagos penguins. Penguins do not live in the wild in any location in the northern hemisphere. The northernmost colony of the penguins are located in the Galapagos Islands. The Galapagos penguins can survive close to the equator because the Humboldt Current brings cold waters to the islands from the Antarctic. I'm making the penguins speak now. Gentoo penguins live on many of the islands of the Antarctic region, but the main colony is on the Falklands. They are about 3 feet tall and weigh about 13 pounds. Their diet consists of krill and some small fish. Gentoo penguins are easily identifiable by the wide white stripe over their head. It runs from one eye to the other. Gentoo penguins make nests on the inland grasslands. They pile stones, grass, and sticks to create a circular nest. Like the Adelies and chinstrap penguins, the Gentoo will also fight over stones for nesting. The king penguin is the second largest penguin and looks somewhat like the emperor penguin. They are about 3 feet tall and weigh up to 35 pounds. King penguins have orange spots near their ears and on the neck. King penguins mainly eat fish and some squid and crustaceans. They are found on many subantarctic lands, including Crozet, Prince Edward, Kerguelen, South Georgia, and Muskerry Islands. Like the emperor penguin, the king penguin hatches only one chick at a time. Their chicks have fuzzy brown feathers for about a year after they are born. Sorry for the delay, sometimes I have to look at the penguin. Macaroni penguins. Macaroni used to be a hairstyle in England. Didn't you ever wonder why Yankee Doodle called the feather in his cap macaroni? Now you know! That's awesome, I never understood that. The macaroni penguins were so named because the yellow and black feathers sticking out of the sides of their heads looked like the English hairstyle. No, that's probably a lie because the English probably just got it from the penguins. Magellanic penguins were named after the explorer Ferdinand Magellan, who first saw them in 1519 on his first voyage around the tip of South America. Magellanic penguins are about 2 feet 3 inches tall and weigh 9 pounds. They are the largest of the warm-weather penguins. They live on the south coast of Argentina, Chile, and the Falkland Islands. During mating season, Magellanic penguins burrow, forming underground nesting colonies. Rockhopper penguins. Similar to the macaroni penguins, the rockhopper penguins have decorative feather tufts on their heads. Theirs are yellow in color. Their most unusual trait is their ability to hop from rock to rock to their nesting places. They keep both feet together while hopping. Using this method, they are able to hop up to 4 or 5 feet. By the way, here's what the penguin looks like so far. The yellow-eyed penguins have a band of yellow feathers going from the bill, circling the eyes, and up around the head. The yellow-eyed penguin lives on the coast of New Zealand. It is the rarest of all penguins due to the deforestation of the New Zealand coastline and the introduction of new predatory species to the land. There are only an estimated 1,500 breeding pairs of yellow-eyed penguins. Yikes. That's why I've never seen one. That may have been all the information I had. Oh. Let's learn about the mating. During the mating season, penguins head for special nesting areas on the shore. The area where penguins mate, nest, and raise their chicks is called a rookery. When penguins are ready to mate, the male stands with his back arched and wings stretched. He makes a loud call and struts about to attract the female. When the penguins find a mate, they bond with each other by touching necks and slapping each other on the back with their flippers. They also sing to each other, so they learn to recognize each other's voices. That makes sense why they all sing on Happy Feet. Once a penguin finds a mate, they usually stay together for years, for as long as they have chicks. Penguins don't live in the best habitats for finding nesting material. Oh, I already read this. Sorry. I'm gonna look up something else, and hopefully I'll be done with this soon, because this is getting to be a really long video. Club penguin, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm getting the white clay all red. Aha, Wikipedia. are a group of aquatic flightless birds living almost exclusively in the southern hemisphere, especially in Antarctica. Highly adapted for life in the water, penguins have counter-shaded dark and white plumage, which is feathers, and their wings have become flippers. Most penguins feed on krill, fish, squid, and other forms of sea life caught while swimming underwater. They spend about half of their lives on land and half in the oceans. Although all penguin species are native to the southern hemisphere, they are not found only in cold climates such as Antarctica. In fact, only a few species of penguin live so far south. Several penguin species are found in the temperate zone, and one species, the Galapagos penguin, lives near the equator. You already read about this. The largest living species is the emperor penguin. Adults average about 3 foot 7 inches tall and weigh 75 pounds or more. Hold on. Etymology, which is how the word penguin came about. The etymology of the word penguin is highly disputed. The English word is not apparently of French nor of Breton or Spanish origin, both attributed to the French word pingouin, but first appears in English or Dutch. I'm almost done. Some dictionaries suggest a derivation from Welsh pen, head, and Gwyn, white, including the Oxford English Dictionary, the American Heritage Dictionary, the Century Dictionary, and Merriam-Webster, on the basis that the name was originally applied to the great auk, which had white spots in front of its eyes, although its head was black. An alternative etymology, found in a few English dictionaries, links the word to Latin pinguis, fat, from its perceived appearance. This etymology would be improbable if penguin were found to have been originally applied to the great auk, as some sources suggest. A third theory states that the word is an alteration of pinwing with reference to the rudimentary wings of great auks. This has been criticized for the unexplained nature of the alteration of the word. Okay, this is the penguin. Name him and you get him for $2.50. He's going in the oven for 10 minutes. And also, today is Butterscotch Day. I have some butterscotch discs, but to get them, you have to come to my house and visit me. So, otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow.